Hi everybody, if you're new here, welcome to Techn Moto's channel. And if you're a subscriber, glad to see you guys are back. Today, I think I'm going to install a USB dual port plug. Somehow I want to put this in a tour pack in the back, so my electronics are sitting in there as I'm going down the road, they can charge. Don't know how I'm going to run this, but this is actually set up to go on a pigtail for the battery charger. It's supposed to be just plug and play. Don't know if I have enough wire here or what we're going to do, but somehow I'm going to figure out, I'll try to get this into the tour pack. This is actually by, in case anybody's wondering, Moto Power, and it's a 3.1 amp dual USB charger kit. This is for a 12 to 24 volt system. Alright, the idea is to somehow mount this in here, or just let it sit in here, and run this wire down. I don't know how I'm going to do this, to tell you the truth. I don't know if there's any holes underneath here that I can do this. Or somehow run a wire up in here. There's a spot right here that I can run the wire through. Just don't know if this is going to be enough wire. Yeah, this is not going to be enough wire. And this plug is not going to fit through there. So, bottom line, I don't know. I'm going to have to think outside the box here. I don't know. I'll have to come up with something. Alright, first thing, I'm going to remove the seat. Alright, I cut the pigtail off. Alright, so I marked it right here. So I put a little nick in the wire so I know that's the positive side. Because other than that, there's really no way to tell which one's positive. So before you cut it, there's a little diagram on the package. It'll tell you. So the one that's actually showing on the pigtail, that's your positive. Anyway, I nicked it here so I know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this without hurting myself. Seems like I'm very accident prone with just shit like this. So there it is. I got it through the grommet. There was just enough room to get that through with all that wiring and stuff in there. To prevent it from getting pulled through, just put a small knot in it. Just like that. You guys can see that. Put some tape on that too. Now, this is just to protect the wire a little bit. You know, with all the vibration this Harley has, I don't want to risk, you know, damaging the wire. Now, I'm going to mount this, I think right here. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape . I got these little screws. Now I'm just going to screw this in. There we go. So now she's mounted. Mounted and out of the way, and I can just plug the electronics right in there. Wow, that worked out pretty good. Alright, here's the wiring. What I'm going to do, I'm going to zip tie it so it's out of the way to this wire here, and then as you can see, it wouldn't have been long enough to reach the battery or the battery charger pigtail, which is on that side. So I'm going to make the difference up with this wire here. So the negative wire is going to run to these negative posts. Alright, so I'm going to disconnect one of these posts, take this nut off. I'm going to run this wire to the post, which is going to be my ground. And then we're just going to hook it back up. Alright, so ground's hooked up. Alright, so that ground wire is going to run up the side here and meet with this wire here, which is for the charger. Now remember, I marked the positive side, so we're going to hook up the negative side. I just got to separate these two. There we go. Now this is the positive. I know that because I nicked it. Alright, so this is the negative. I'll put a terminal on this side. I could solder these together, but it's just easier to use terminals. This is going to be a positive connection, so let me put a terminal on that. Since this is a positive, I'm using a different terminal, one that's insulated. Cut that too short. Alright, so that's an insulated terminal. Now, we're going to just slide these underneath here. And there we go. Alright, negative is going to connect to your negative. And that can stay showing because it's a negative connection. Doesn't matter if it grounds out or not. Put that extra wire down in there. Now I got to find a power source that'll turn on with the ignition. I think the only way to do that is to go into the fuse box. So let's check it out. Do it old school. Okay, so there you go. Now she's on a 15 amp fuse. Perfect. Put that back in there. Okay, make sure it's working. There we go. Alright, shut the power off so I don't short circuit this. Now we gotta run this wire. There we go. So now we got that in the fuse box with a 15 amp fuse. Now I'm just going to tie it over here on the side. Okay, now we're done in here. Put this all back. Alright, before we go any further, let's just double check, make sure we have power. Alright, right now the switch is off. Turn the ignition on, 12 volts. Accessory, 12 volts, sweet. Okay, well this is going to go up through here, and it's going to meet with this one. So we're going to cut this right here. Pop it open. Put the insulator piece. And that is going to connect to this one. Okay. Now, I am going to put a little extra protection on this. Being the positive, I want to just put a little bit more protection on that. Now we're just going to put some zip ties on this. Alright, let's hope I wired it correctly. Now, the moment of truth is to see if this thing works. I'm kind of nervous. Hopefully I wired it correctly. First thing I'm going to plug in is my charger for the GoPro, the battery charger. I don't want to blow out GoPro, you know what I mean? So let's plug that in and see how it works. And there it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually charging right now. Alright, let's plug in my cell phone. There it is. Right there, it's charging. So it works. And then if I shut the power off, power's off now, and as you can see, it's not charging anymore. Alright? So that's great. Now, man, that's tight. So now when I'm going down the road, if I have batteries and shit that, like the GoPro batteries only last for about an hour, I could just plug them right in and let it charge as I ride down the road. And if I'm not using it, I can just throw the cover on it. And I think that's going to be alright. As long as I don't put too much pressure on it, that should hold it up with the double-sided tape and the little screws. I'm very happy with it. Don't know what I paid for. I'll put a link to it down below. I do have a diagram on here, and it'll show you the positive side and the negative side. You got to mark that wire before you cut it, because once you cut it, you don't know which wire is what. So if you want to mark it, do what I did. I put a little nick in it. That way I knew that was the positive side. I think this addition to the bike was well worth it. Hey, thank you all. Like I said, if you're new, thanks for joining me here. Please subscribe. And for everybody else, thanks for coming back. And don't forget, share and like the videos. Leave comments below and any constructive criticism you may have. Thank you. You all have an awesome day. Bye-bye.